I'm here with Lance from Celestron, and we were going to talk a little bit about the StarSense Explorer Dob.
Yes.
It looks to me like it's a good beginner scope for a family. Like they want to spend a couple bucks on the scope and actually get started in the hobby. And it sounds like it might be more accessible to people. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Absolutely. What we've gone for here is basically larger aperture scopes with the most simplistic mount that we could possibly make for it. Just a simple alt-azimuth mount. The key factors to this is that it does use our StarSense technology, which we have used on previous smaller scopes. And it basically takes the computerization that you would normally have to pay for in a go-to scope and utilizes the computer that everybody has in their pocket.
Right, right.
So you would simply attach your phone, start the app, you adjust your camera so that the camera's looking through this mirror and it sees what the scope is seeing.
Wow.
Then,
nice.
To find an object that you want to see, you can either select it from a list of suggested objects, or you can use the star map. Select the object and tell it that's what you want to find. Hit the StarSense button. It will provide arrows showing you the direction that you need to move the scope. So then you would just manually move the scope following the arrows. And when as you get closer, it zooms in on your target.
Okay.
And the crosshairs will turn green when it appears in your eyepiece.
That's fantastic. That sounds super easy. So
Absolutely.
You don't even need to know
Not
the
at
night
all.
sky.
It's all done by plate solving the sky, just like the larger telescopes, observatory telescopes have been doing forever, using the computational power of your smartphone.
That's fantastic. I'm just thinking of the new family taking this out, because I've heard from many families, as a planetarium guy, many families are like, hey, I bought this telescope and it doesn't work. And I'm like, no, it works, you just need to use it right, but then it takes a while to get in.
Exactly.
And it sounds like you can just take this out of the box and set it up, put the phone in, and then it just tells you where to go. That sounds awesome.
Once you get your phone in and you've calibrated the image over, where it's looking over the mirror, you're finding your first target in under a minute.
That's fantastic.
Whether it's a star, whether it's a planet, whether it's a deep sky object like a galaxy, Andromeda, anything like that. Yes, makes it so easy.
That's fantastic. I love it. And it's going to be on the cheaper side because it's a Dobsonian, right?
Exactly.
So it's going to be less of a lower price point.
Exactly.
But what if can I do something even bigger than this?
Yes. Now we do offer the tabletop version. In 3 different sizes. We have the 114, the 130, and this is the 150.
Okay.
But for people who are interested in even larger apertures, we do have the 8, the 10, and the 12.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we've got full-size versions. Now, one thing I do want to point out about this is that we do show this on a tripod.
Right.
This is an optional tripod. Being a tabletop mount, it's meant to go on like a picnic table if you're at a park or something of that nature. But we do find that sometimes it can still be a little awkward if you have a very long table. Looking at certain parts of the sky, you kind of have to lean over the table to get to the eyepiece. So we created a tripod that just simply bolts to the bottom of the base that you would see. So it can be used either on or off the tripod, on table or freestanding.
That's fantastic. I like that. That ability to switch definitely helps.
Exactly. And it makes it much easier to access the eyepiece without having to contort yourself around the table.
Yeah, I've been out with some
best of both worlds.
Yeah. I've been out with some scout groups and such, and I've set up my telescope, and then we set it, and we're going to look at the moon, but then the moon is like, the eyepiece is over here, but the rest of the table's over there, so you're like holding people on shoulders and trying to make sure that they can see. It's a whole mess.
Exactly.
So I like that, and just being able to move it to where you want it to go sounds amazing.
Absolutely. So it's a push-to scope, again, no built-in computerization.
Right.
So, and again, the beauty of the Dobsonian mount is that you're putting more of your money into the optics, which are really the important part of the telescope, and not worrying about having a high-tech mount.
Yeah. Well, thank you for showing me this. This
My
is fantastic.
pleasure, Rob. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
If you're still listening and like this podcast, please consider becoming one of our Patreon patrons. Memberships start as low as $3 per month, with benefits including opportunities to ask questions of our guests. Also, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this podcast to help us bring the universe even closer than you think. The podcast will be available every third Tuesday of the month.
7, first time I ever looked through a scope. Was given this little tiny toy store refractor.
Yeah.
I pointed it at the brightest star I could see.
Yeah.
Looked through the eyepiece, realized I was looking at Jupiter.
Oh, nice.
Oh, blew my mind. I've been hooked ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the concept that you have the ability to have someone with no knowledge and a smartphone find anything they want to see on their first night without having to worry about, well, star hopping or star maps or anything like that. It's all in the power of your phone.
That's cool. And it's nice that you can adjust and go to different sizes then too.
Yes.
That's cool. Nice.